Hello, it is Anika from Living for Later. So, how do I even begin this video? I'm sure if you've noticed, for the last 2 months or so, I have been wearing head wraps in my videos. And it wasn't that I wasn't wearing them before, but I was wearing them more frequently. And the reason why, twofold. I decided about 2 months ago that I was going to give my scalp a break because I noticed that there was like some irritation because I was like shaving it like almost every day. So I just decided to just kind of give it a break. And also because I live in the Midwest and the temperature was changing outside. So I figured, you know what, let me just give it a break all the way around. And this is kind of perfect timing since the weather was beginning to get a little cooler. Well, I just noticed though that I started getting a little restless, which is not uncommon for me. And I noticed that like as the areas of my hair that grows, as it started to grow out even more, I just was not feeling it. Like it, hair around here, and you could probably see the highlights. You could tell where hair grows and where it stops. So anyway, it just was not cute at all to me. And of course, it was something that I would never feel comfortable just wearing out by itself. So I was kind of going back and forth, and I just decided today actually to just, you know what, let me just shave it all off. And of course, I'm not going to cut it as frequently because I just don't want the irritation on my scalp. So we'll just see how it all goes. But with that said, it's left me just really thinking. And I have to say that I am in a good place right now. And I assumed, as I've said in another video, probably like a year ago, a year after I first cut it all off, I assumed that my hair would have been fully restored because I'm believing the Lord for that. So in that video a year ago, I assumed that it would have happened. And at this point, I really thought that it was going to happen. And I've just really been doing a lot of thinking and just even thanking God because I'm seeing just the progression where I still desire for my hair to be fully restored. I realize that it's no longer an idol for me. Let me explain that if you asked me for prayer in the past, one of the main things, one of the first things that I would say is, please pray for the restoration of my hair. Like, that was the thing that was constantly on my mind. And it's not to say that it was wrong for me to ask for prayer for the restoration of my hair, but that was my focus. It was like I couldn't see beyond anything else. And I think sometimes we can want something so badly, and it's not necessarily that the desire for that thing is wrong, but that if we're not careful, we can make an idol out of that desire. So perhaps your desire is not, maybe you have a full head of hair, but you're single and you desperately desire to be married. The desire to be married is not wrong, but when that becomes your focus and it's almost like you can't function or see anything else good that God is doing, that's a bit problematic. Because I know for me, reflecting back on past seasons, even before I came to a place where I had enough courage to shave it all off and go out 2 years ago, it was almost as if I was blinded prior to that of just the different things that God was doing. And maybe blinded isn't the right word. I saw the good things that God was doing in other areas of my life, but the fact that I had severe hair loss seemed to have overshadowed all of that. So I would praise God for, oh yes, God, thank you for, moving on my behalf in this area. And as soon as I would praise, it was like my mind would just go back to, but you still haven't restored my hair. So fast forward now 2 years later, and I can honestly say that I am in a good place, and my prayers aren't just focused on, oh God, please restore my hair. I'm able to see beyond that now. And I hesitated about making this video because I don't want this to become my identity, in the sense of, oh, there's Anika with the bald head. I'm Anika, a child of God who happens to have a bald head, right? So I'm more than just the fact that I don't have hair. So I think that it's just this balance, right? I don't want to magnify this thing, while I can't ignore the fact that, yes, there are moments where, you know, I'll kind of like, oh man, I wish I had hair. But just being in a different mind space now and experiencing even more freedom. And I think that I really have to be honest, and forgive me if I sound like I'm rambling. I'm just, you know, kind of processing all of this as I go through it. I think that I've come to the conclusion that my life can go on, and I can have a great full life if God in his sovereignty chooses to never restore my hair, even though I believe that he will. So I am realizing that I don't have to be held captive by this answer that seems to be no at this point, right? Like, I don't have to stay hung up here. Like, life can go on, because my life is so much more than just that. And I think that whatever our thorn is, if we're not careful, we can allow the enemy to just really magnify that thorn. And like I said earlier, it becomes like an idol, the desire to be delivered from whatever difficulty that we're going through, or, you know, whatever we're going through. That desire to be delivered from it can become just an idol, and it just really blurs our vision in so many ways. So I am on just saying that I am definitely in a good space. If I'm just thankful that it's not the thing that I'm constantly thinking about every single day, that I live my life without feeling like, oh my goodness, when is my hair gonna be restored? You know, and oh Lord, why me? Like, just looking beyond that and just being able to say, God is still good, and he still blessed me in so many ways. And at the end of the day, just coming to that place of recognizing that Jesus is enough. Even with what I don't have, the fact that I have Jesus, that covers what I feel like I may be missing. You know what I mean? So, and it's not a cop-out with me saying that. It's just the reality that I'm living in now. So, yeah, that is that. I'm trying to find a nice, neat sentence to wrap it all up. But I just want to encourage those that are watching, that whatever it is that you feel like, man, God, I wish this prayer were answered. Man, God, you know, if it's, I can't have children, Father, why won't you open my womb? Or, man, I really want to have a spouse. Why won't you bless me with a husband? Whatever it is that you feel like you're missing, just make sure that you don't make that thing an idol, and that you don't allow it to overshadow all the other blessings that are before you. And just to recognize that even if for this season the answer's a no, that no doesn't mean that God is not still good. And I mean, I pray that you get that in the deepest parts of you, not just saying it because you know that's what you should say, but saying it because that's really what's been revealed in your spirit. And it's a good place to come to, because here's the thing. Like I said, I'm still believing for restoration. After my hair is restored, there's gonna be something else, right, where I feel like, man, I wish it was like this. So there's always going to be something to go after, or wishing that I had. And I think just coming to that place of contentment of saying, but God, you are enough, so I'm good because you are enough. So yeah, just want to end there. And I think that's it. You be blessed.